Hi everybody, welcome. Let me really quickly send this over to my VIP group. Make sure I'm in the correct page. I am. All right. Today I'm going to show you guys how to kind of do like our digital files, but without a digital cutter. If you don't have a vinyl cutter, or you don't have anything like that, like a wood cutter or anything like this, this is how you would do these designs. Today is the 24th. Wow, this month is going by fast. Okay, so as you can see, I have my chalk suede sheets. They come in a 12 pack. Our chalk suede sheets are awesome. And I brought out some little pieces of command strips. We're going to use those, and we're going to do a couple on our box frames. So these are going to be super cool. So I'm going to show you guys how to make these 3D like without having surfaces or a vinyl cutter. So we are going to use our awesome autumn leaves, which are so pretty. And we're going to do like an ombre effect to make the leaves look like they're changing color. And we're just going to put these on a box frame. Simple. We might paint the box frame with the paste. I'm not sure yet. You want to keep your packaging in your backer sheet because these are reusable. 8 to 12 times. Sometimes more, but 8 to 12 times is what chalk will guarantee. And our backer sheets are glossy on both sides. So before you take that transfer off that backer, you're going to want to put something on the back to make sure, making sure that you know that that's the back side. A dot right on it like I do. You can put a piece of tape, something, so you know that that is the back of the transfer. I know everyone's probably thinking, it's still summer. Yes, I understand that it's still summer, but fall is right around the corner, and it's always fun to get your decor on point. I mean, at Hobby Lobby, they have Christmas stuff out already, guys. I am not that far ahead because I don't even want to think about Christmas. All right, I'm just picking out some leaves. I think we're going to do these two leaves right here. And we're going to take all the rest of this. We're just going to sit this down with the backer sheet. I'm going to put that scissors away. I don't use my transfer trimmers for anything other than cutting the transfers. I will use my craft scissors, which I just noticed I moved. So I'm going to grab another pair to cut the chalk suede. So our chalk suede, like I said, comes in a 12 pack. Super awesome. And there is a little tip for you with our chalk suede sheets. You can also use these on a vinyl cutter if you want to. But our chalk suede sheets, I always wax them first before I put anything on them. And the reason I do that is because sometimes the leaves will become kind of, or the wax, oh my goodness, the paste will come and bleed out. So you definitely want to wax it first. I'm actually going to kind of cut this sheet so it's not so big and bulky to use. I'm just going to kind of cut it like this here. And you can hear it's really thick. So I'm going to sit that down here. I always keep all of my scraps as well because of the fact that you never know what little tiny piece you might want or need. So I just put a little bit of wax on here. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of wax across. And obviously there's no grain to go with, so you don't have to do that. You can go in any direction you want. We're going to let that sit for just a second. And we're going to write on the back of our leaves. I always do top and a dash mark. That way I know exactly how it goes back on its backer sheet. All right, so as always, you're going to want to fuzz. Let's buff out the wax on the chalk suede paper. Okay, so that is done. Moving that off to the side. So we are going to, let me move you guys down so you guys can see a little bit better on what I'm doing. All right, putting my backer sheet off to the side. I pulled out an old, this is my first fuzzing cloth. You can see on the back, it's got a lot of cleaning that's been done on it. This is my original fuzzing cloth. I was talking about this the other day to you guys. I just washed it. I always wash mine, and then I hang them to dry. That's just what I do. So I'm going to set that on my lap here. And then we're going to put the transfer down. Ooh, I see that there is some hairs, which we don't want that. We don't know how that happened. We don't want any hairs. And lo and behold, they are my cat's hair, which is really weird. Seems how she's not even allowed in my chalk room. Let me pull that off there. Okay, there we go. So it's not in the way. Hold on. I just noticed it went right back where I just pulled it off from. That's going to be my day today. Okay. So now we have, oh my goodness, another one on this side. All right, there we go. So we're going to do this in an ombre effect. We are going to use our new fall colors. We're going to do cherry, and we're going to do Hey Pumpkin for the first one. So let me get these open. Grabbing out, I don't want that dry. So we're going to kind of just go just like this. Kind of go along the bottom. And I don't have to do a perfect line across. Pulling all the extra off. You want to pull all that off there. And you don't want any lines, of course. Sit that right here. We're gonna go just like this. And this is how I do an ombre. There's a couple different ways that you can do it. How I do it is I take a little bit off of here and I'm gonna dab it. I'm going to pull some off of this one, but I just noticed that there's not a lot, so I'm going to stick my finger in the paste. Okay. And then I'm going to wipe my hand off because I want that one. I want it a little wet, and then you're going to go over top, swirling, running it across. We're going to pull that all off. There is our color changing leaf. I'll show you guys right there. We're going to dry this. And then we're going to do the next. We're going to add, I think I'm going to add moss into the next one. So we're going to start with moss at the bottom. So we're going to do 3 colors on this one. And then I'll show you guys how to cut it out. Now you can cut it exactly like the shape, or you can cut it in a square. However you want to do it, it's up to you. I'm probably going to cut it the shape of the leaf, maybe leaving a little edge to it. All right, now let's fuzz this one, keeping the backer sheet there. before I lay this down, I'm going to double check and make sure there's no hair on it. Because I don't want any of that. No hair. So if you have animals, you kind of got to watch that. Looking at it, there is no hair. Okay, so I'm going to put that one. And I say that, as I say that, I find one. Okay, there we go. And it doesn't matter if you go crooked on here because you're going to cut it anyway. So, oh my goodness, guys. There might have been, now that I'm looking at it, there might have been some on my wax applicator. Okay, so we're going to use moss. That's this color, green. So we're going to start with that down here at the bottom. Sitting that's good. We're going to go next with the yellow. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to pull out some green and yellow. And then I'm going to clean my fingers again. And then I'm going to go over top. Okay. I'm really quickly going to add the red in here. Okay. Pulling a little bit of that red. Pulling a little bit of the Hey Pumpkin. Cleaning off my fingers. And of course, I have it everywhere, guys. That's kind of the fun part, right? Mixing that in. And we're going to pull this up. Oh my goodness, I'm getting paste on the actual sheet, but that's okay because I'm going to cut it anyway. Okay, so there is that leaf. Okay, so let's clean up our mess. I'm a clean as you go kind of person, so sometimes I feel like if I don't clean up, my creativity is just going to go right out the window. I'm going to pull all these off, closing up our paste, and then we're going to cut and put these on the box frame. Okay, we want to dry this, of course. You want to make sure it's nice and dry before you do cut it apart. Now you could take like a razor knife, like I'm using my mat right here that is a self-healing mat. So I might just use my razor knife only because it's a little bit more accurate. Like I'm gonna cut that for a second. And then cutting that off. And I keep all of this because you just never know. So, coming in here. It doesn't have to be exact or perfect, okay? Now, if you're like, oh, I can get a lot more detail in there with scissors than I can a razor knife, then you use scissors, okay? Don't feel like you have to go out and get a razor knife either. All right. Like I said, you can use this as a digital file as well and cut this with a vinyl cutter. But this is showing you don't have to have that. Just double check and make sure that's cut through. And it is. This is going to take a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, which not always is my virtue, I want to tell you that. Sometimes I just want it done. when crafting, sometimes I'm just like, is it done yet? I'd rather it be done. All right, I'm gonna pull this off here. All right. I'm kind of leaving a little bit of an edge. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm leaving a little bit of an edge just to kind of give it that cut look to it, like it has been cut from a vinyl cutter or wood. These little scraps I won't keep, but only because they're shaped kind of weird, and I don't want to. Okay. So like I said, this is going to take some time. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take, I'm going to open this up. Okay. So our box frame is like this. It's this or this. So you could paint this, completely paint it. Maybe you want to paint it like a bright color, or you want to stick the leaf on there like that. So you would get that idea that, you know, the leaf would be just kind of on a little box, just sitting here. I'm not going to make you guys sit through all of me cutting, but you guys get the idea. And that's the way it would look on there. And you can even put, like I said, I'm going to use these command strips. And I'm going to stick them on there, one on the back side of the leaf and all of that, so that it'll just kind of give it a 3D look. I absolutely will love that. I will show you guys the finished project after I'm done cutting and I put it all on there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Just remember, you don't have to have all the things to make awesome projects. I will put a cart link in to show you guys how to get everything that is that we used here today, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks, guys.